there's kind of going to be two lights that are going to come to mind when people talk about it. And the first one's going to be a backlight, and a backlight without anything on it is extremely diffuse for the uniformity. But if we need it to be more collimated, we put on something that's known as light control film. And so there's two different directions to it. If you do light control film, there's a horizontal and a vertical. So you're essentially saying, right now my light is coming up in every direction. If I put a horizontal light control film, I'm only going to let the light come through in a horizontal direction. I'm going to block all the vertical. And then if I put a vertical light control film on top of that, so it's perpendicular, I'm now blocking all of that vertical stuff. So the only light that can come through is the light that's, coming straight up. And so that will take the edges of, the backlight that you're inspecting if you're doing measurement, and that will just make them much crisper and sharper because there's no light that's able to kind of hit the top of the sample and go up into the camera. It's all just coming straight up. So it gives you really defined edge. So putting light control film onto a backlight is a really common collimation application. That being said, if you do it, kind of the other familiar collimation light is a coaxial light. So that's a front light that has a backlight that shines into a half mirror that reflects the light down. The light hits the sample, comes back up through the half mirror into the camera. That half mirror works as kind of like a collimator where it reflects the light down in a very even, straight way. And then in our LFV3s, you can actually add light control film to that too. So you're sending parallel light to make it more parallel as it comes down. So those are kind of the two where collimation is the most obvious, I would say. And then you can those are kind of creating like fake collimation, if you will, because you're just blocking the light that you do it. So prism sheet, which kind of also redirects the light up. It essentially combines the horizontal and vertical into one. So it redirects the light up into a straight, emitting direction as well. But you can also more optically collimate the light. So if you take like a spotlight and like multiple half mirrors, that's like using optics to make the light much more collimated instead of redirecting it to be collimated. And there's a backlight and a coaxial light doing those as well. So those are kind of the most common ones. But like I said, a bar light you could put light control film on a bar light if you needed to, something like that. But just even moving the light working distance will give you collimation and collimation ideas. So it applies in flat dome lights, especially the LFXV. That one is very collimation, plays into it when it's really close to your sample. It's more like a dome light. As you move it further away, it acts more like a coaxial light and kind of highlights the height changes instead of hiding them at short working distance.